Have you ever noticed that sometimes sharing too much with your family doesn't always bring the comfort or support you expect? As we grow older, we naturally want to be honest with our loved ones, believing that complete transparency strengthens our bonds. While openness is valuable, there are moments when discretion is the wiser choice. Keeping certain aspects of our lives private is not about hiding things or being secretive, but about preserving our peace, maintaining personal autonomy, and avoiding unnecessary stress. There are aspects of life where holding back details can prevent misunderstandings, reduce unnecessary interference, and protect relationships from unintended strain. This video will explore some key areas where choosing privacy over full disclosure can actually work in your favor. Rather than feeling restricted, you may find a new sense of independence and emotional freedom by setting these boundaries. Stay with us until the end, because recognizing these areas might reshape the way you interact with family, giving you greater control over your well-being in your later years. A major aspect where privacy can be beneficial involves financial matters. Money has always been a sensitive topic, and as we age, discussing our finances openly with family can sometimes lead to more complications than solutions. While it's natural to think that full transparency prevents misunderstandings, it often has the opposite effect. Sharing too much detail about savings, investments, or plans for the future may invite unsolicited advice, pressure, or even lead to disputes. Family members with good intentions may start offering opinions on how you should manage your assets. Some may suggest downsizing, making different investment choices, or allocating funds for specific family needs. While advice is sometimes helpful, it can also feel intrusive, especially when personal financial decisions become a topic of constant discussion. There are also situations where relatives who previously showed little interest suddenly become overly concerned once they learn about your financial situation. Once financial details are shared, they cannot be unshared. The knowledge that others are aware of every decision you make can create an added burden. It's one thing to make financial choices based on your personal needs and aspirations. It's another to feel the weight of external expectations or subtle pressures from those around you. By keeping specific financial details private, you ensure that you retain full control over your money, using it in ways that bring you happiness and security. While it is important to have an estate plan and communicate essential information when necessary, the finer details of your daily financial decisions can remain yours alone. Another area where discretion is beneficial is in discussing health concerns that are not urgent. It's natural to want to share health-related matters with family. After all, they care about your well-being. However, there's a fine line between keeping loved ones informed about significant health issues and burdening them with minor concerns that may not require immediate attention. Frequent discussions about every minor discomfort, ache, or temporary ailment can sometimes lead to unnecessary worry and stress for family members. A casual mention of a mild pain or temporary fatigue can quickly escalate into a situation where relatives insist on medical appointments, lifestyle changes, or treatment plans that you may not even need. Their concern, though well-meaning, can sometimes turn into overwhelming pressure, making you feel as though your ability to manage your own health is being questioned. Another unintended consequence of constantly talking about health issues is how it may alter the way your family sees you. If you frequently bring up small health concerns, even if they are manageable, your family may start perceiving you as more fragile or dependent than you truly are. They may assume you are less capable than you feel, leading to unneeded changes in how they interact with you. You might find yourself being treated with excessive caution, or worse, left out of certain discussions or activities based on an exaggerated sense of your limitations. This doesn't mean that health issues should never be discussed. It is crucial to keep close family members informed about serious medical conditions, major health changes, or anything that may require their assistance. But maintaining balance in how and when you share health-related details can help you avoid unnecessary stress while allowing you to remain in control of your own well-being. As we navigate life in our later years, It's also important to recognize that not all personal thoughts, beliefs, and past experiences need to be shared in detail. Over time, we accumulate a wealth of experiences, some uplifting and some challenging. While sharing certain aspects of our lives can be enriching, not every detail needs to be disclosed to family members, particularly if doing so could stir unnecessary emotions, conflicts, or misinterpretations. For instance, past mistakes, regrets, or unspoken feelings about relationships and family history may not always be productive topics for discussion. While reflecting on life is natural, revisiting old wounds or dwelling on past grievances can sometimes do more harm than good. Not all memories need to be shared, especially if they bring more pain than closure to those involved. It's also important to recognize that family dynamics are ever-changing. What may seem like an innocent or honest conversation today could later become a point of contention. Sometimes, sharing too much about past relationships, financial decisions, or personal views can create unnecessary tension rather than foster understanding. By exercising thoughtful discretion, you can avoid unnecessary emotional strain and ensure that your interactions with loved ones remain positive and fulfilling. One of the biggest benefits of keeping certain matters private is the ability to maintain independence. Your later years should be about enjoying life on your own terms, free from avoidable conflicts and stress. Choosing what to share and what to keep to yourself is not about isolation, it's about wisdom. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and understanding, not on complete transparency at the cost of personal peace. By maintaining selective privacy, you can cultivate a more balanced, harmonious relationship with family members, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, living a fulfilling and independent life. So, as you move forward, consider the power of keeping certain aspects of your life private. Not everything needs to be open for discussion. By setting healthy boundaries, you give yourself the space to make decisions that serve your best interests, while still nurturing strong, meaningful relationships with your loved ones. It's understandable that people form certain perceptions over time, and shifting those views isn't always easy. They might hesitate to involve you in certain plans, questioning your ability to keep up, or assuming you need assistance simply because you casually mentioned your knees feeling sore. Of course, discussing major health concerns, particularly those affecting daily life or requiring family support, is important. But choosing not to share minor aches and pains isn't about hiding the truth. It's about maintaining your independence. You have every right to manage your own well-being without unnecessary concerns or interventions. At times, staying silent about small matters allows you to retain control over your life and avoid unnecessary stress. If you're still here and finding these insights meaningful, drop a comment below to let me know. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and enabling notifications so you never miss future videos. Your support allows us to continue bringing you valuable content. Now, let's move on. Family relationships can be intricate, and as the years go by, you may find yourself caught in situations you never intended to be involved in. Disputes over inheritance, lingering grudges, family members who can't seem to get along. These issues exist in nearly every family. If you've lived long enough, you've likely noticed history repeating itself, old wounds reopening, and familiar arguments resurfacing. The instinct might be to step in, offer guidance, or express exactly how you feel about who is right and who is wrong. However, doing so often has unintended consequences. Perhaps you've tried to mediate a disagreement, only to find both sides suddenly blaming you. Maybe you shared an honest opinion, believing it would help, only to later realize your words had been misinterpreted. The truth is, family conflicts usually resolve themselves, or they don't, regardless of your involvement. And once the dust settles, people tend to remember the words spoken in frustration. If you take a firm stance or make a judgment, you may find that long after the argument fades, the resentment towards you lingers. This is particularly true when it comes to opinions about younger relatives. Expressing strong views on a child-in-law, parenting choices, or someone's life decisions may feel like honesty, but those words can have lasting effects. Even well-intentioned advice can sometimes feel like criticism. What seems like guidance to you might feel like disapproval to them, creating emotional distance that may never fully heal. One of the wisest choices you can make in later years is learning when to hold back. You don't have to pretend problems don't exist, nor do you have to agree with everything, but you also don't need to voice an opinion on every issue. Instead of inserting yourself into every disagreement, sometimes the best response is a simple, "I trust you to make the right decision," or "I hope things work out for the best." This keeps you connected without entangling you in disputes that aren't truly yours to fix. Keeping some thoughts to yourself can be the key to maintaining harmony, not just within your family, but within yourself. As the years pass, it's natural to look back and reflect on the choices we've made, the paths we've taken, and the opportunities that slipped away. Everyone experiences moments of regret, but that doesn't always mean those regrets should be openly shared, especially with family. You might feel inclined to talk about the things you wish you had done differently. Perhaps how you handled your career, your parenting style, or other major life decisions. But what you see as self-reflection may be interpreted differently by those closest to you. For example, mentioning that you regret working too much and not spending enough time with family might make your children feel like they weren't enough. If you talk about wishing you had pursued a different dream or moved to a different city, they might feel as though the life you shared with them was unfulfilling. Even if that's not what you meant, those words can linger and create unnecessary guilt or sadness. The same applies to past relationships. Reminiscing about an old love, even in an innocent way, can cause a spouse or family member to feel as though they were a second choice. Similarly, reflecting on friendships that faded or ambitions that were left behind can shift the way people see you. Instead of remembering you as the strong and resilient person you are, they may start viewing you as someone dwelling on the past. There is value in acknowledging and learning from past experiences, but it doesn't always need to be voiced. Some thoughts are best kept as private reflections rather than shared regrets. After all, the past is unchangeable, and dwelling on what could have been rarely leads to fulfillment. Instead, focusing on the present and cherishing the moments ahead creates a more positive and meaningful outlook. Aging brings wisdom, but with that wisdom comes the understanding that not everything needs to be said. Holding back doesn't mean being dishonest. It means being mindful of what truly matters. It means protecting your peace and maintaining strong, healthy relationships with the people around you. If these insights have resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe and stay connected for more discussions that help us navigate this journey of life with wisdom and grace. The past is something we all carry, but not every memory needs to be shared. Reflecting on past experiences can be helpful for personal growth, but dwelling on regrets openly can sometimes create unnecessary burdens for loved ones. While it's natural to want to share our thoughts and process our emotions, continuously revisiting past mistakes doesn't change what has already occurred. Instead, it can weigh down those who care about us, making them feel helpless or even responsible for things they have no control over. What truly matters is how we choose to move forward. Let the past be a lesson, but don't let it overshadow the present or cloud the future. If you're still here and finding this discussion valuable, drop a comment below to let us know you're watching. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos. Your support helps us bring you meaningful content that can truly make a difference. Now, let's move on to something equally important: finances. Money is one of those topics that can either strengthen or strain relationships. As we age, we may feel an increasing need to share details about our financial situation with family, how much we've saved, what we plan to leave behind, or financial challenges we may be facing. While there are certainly situations where it's beneficial to discuss money matters, oversharing can sometimes do more harm than good. One of the biggest risks in openly discussing finances is how it might alter relationships. If your family knows you have a comfortable savings, some may start treating you differently, perhaps expecting financial help or subtly hinting at inheritances. On the other hand, if you reveal financial struggles, you might find your loved ones constantly worrying about you or questioning the decisions you make. In both scenarios, money has the power to change dynamics in ways that may not always be positive, and once those changes occur, they can be difficult to reverse. Another important factor to consider is independence. The more details you share about your financial situation, the more family members may feel entitled to offer their opinions, even when you haven't asked for them. Some might believe they are acting in your best interest, but in reality, unsolicited advice or interference can take away your sense of control. Suddenly, you might find yourself being told where you should live, how to spend your money, or what financial decisions you should be making. While guidance can be helpful at times, too much involvement can lead to stress and frustration. This doesn't mean you should keep everything a secret. Having a trusted person, such as a financial advisor or a designated executor for your estate, ensures that your financial affairs are in order. However, beyond what is necessary, it's often best to keep certain details private. Maintaining some level of discretion allows you to manage your finances without unnecessary pressure, avoiding stress and maintaining relationships based on genuine connection rather than financial expectations. If you've ever noticed how money can shift relationships, you already understand why this is such an important topic. Protecting your financial privacy helps ensure that your relationships remain rooted in love and respect, rather than in economic considerations. At the end of the day, your finances are yours to oversee, and keeping some matters private safeguards your independence and personal peace. As we conclude this discussion, take a moment to reflect on what we've talked about. Keeping certain things to yourself isn't about being secretive or distant. It's about preserving your peace of mind, dignity, and relationships. Not everything needs to be shared, and sometimes the wisest choice is knowing when to hold back. Have you ever shared something with family only to later regret it? Or have you refrained from saying something and realized it was the best decision? With age comes wisdom, and that wisdom often teaches us that some things are best left unsaid. Aging brings clarity. It helps us understand what truly matters. Your peace, your independence, and the quality of your relationships should always come first. Being mindful of what you share allows you to navigate life with confidence and maintain connections that are built on trust, love, and genuine understanding. It's not about shutting people out, but about making sure the relationships you cherish stay meaningful and fulfilling. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know one thing you've learned from this discussion and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights are valuable to us, and reading your comments keeps us motivated to create content that resonates with you. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to keep bringing you quality content designed to inform, inspire, and uplift. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.